All right, buckle up, get your notepads ready. Class is in session. We're going to keep this as short, sweet, and crystal clear as possible. I just got back from Indianapolis. We're now at the beach. It's been a crazy week of traveling in Indianapolis for the Social Squad Society Mastermind with my business partner, Emily, right? 10 incredible female entrepreneurs. We've had this plan for, almost a year, this event and this mastermind and all this thing. And we've just been so excited. And the main part of the mastermind, the whole thing is, even though obviously we're helping them create content, the main goal is we are nailing their messaging. Almost all the women in this mastermind have been in business for years. It's not only nailing their messaging, but nailing what's working again right now. And that's why you're listening to this podcast, right? So let me tell you something that the little things I could notice they were getting stuck on that I'm sure you are too. And at that mastermind, one of our girls who is a reading coach for kids in elementary school, etc., we nailed it. When I sat with her for our one-on-one, I had goosebumps. I was like, we got it. She left the mastermind, went to the airport, posted the post we talked about. She wrote this to me. And this was 2 days ago. And I just looked and it's already got twice as many likes. So it's continuing to grow. This was in less than 24 hours. She goes, Shannon, I worked on this in Indy with you, right? Posted in the airport before I left, 600 new followers, $500 worth of sales in less than 24 hours from a digital product. I can't wait to talk to her tomorrow because I know it's probably now $1,000 worth of sales, 1,200 new followers because it's going. And those words in there were part of my REP hook formula and included these things that I'm about to share with you. So that you can start filling the blanks of the prompts I give you here on this podcast, on Instagram. This is it. It clicked for her and I'm so excited it's going to click for you too. In my comments section yesterday on the reel I shared with viral hook formulas and prompts, I got so many people saying, I just don't know what to put in the blanks. That's my favorite thing to do. And that's why I have a job. And that's why I have a career, because this is where everyone gets stuck. And this is what I love helping dissect. So I can tell you exactly why your hooks and content aren't working by these little missing pieces, which are usually what it comes down to is these words that you use in your copy, your script, your text on reels, your carousels. The words need to have little psychological triggers that people attach to. What that means is as you're scrolling and you stop on a reel, what word, and we're not talking about visual, beautiful, appealing, those types of reels. I'm talking about when if there is a carousel and you stop it on it, you like it, you save it, you share it, etc., dissect those words. And I promise you, there's something in those words, one of the following, ready? Something relatable that you recognize. That could be a brand name. It could be a situation you find yourself in, a scenario, if you will, okay? The relatable recognition, that one word, needs to be something that speaks very specific to their identity. This is not me saying you need to niche down. I've never niched down. I work with all sorts of business owners. I go rogue on my content sometimes and just share. What I'm saying is you need to know what words people attach to. The algorithm knows that. We're on here to look at content we want to see and that we relate to and that we see ourselves in. Okay. So that relatable recognition. Now I've talked about my REP hook formula so many times. It's typically for that helpful content, the educational content, but this applies for the funny content, the herd content. That relatable recognition, that one word that they can go, that's me, or a scenario that you say, let's say maybe you're a 2026 bride. That's a relatable. They go, yep, that's me. Or you are obsessed with shopping at Anthropologie. You see the word Anthropologie, you're going to stop. You shop at Costco, you're going to stop. My people, they're stuck in 200, 300 view jail. They see that, they stop. A relatable recognition, okay? So I want you to write this down. Relatable recognition. And what that means is specific identity. My girl, Veronica Romney, has a whole book on this called Identity Marketing. And it's literally, I'm going to read the title, Identity Marketing, How to Create Loyal, Lifelong Fans in a Legendary Brand. And what she describes is, again, think about the Swifties, right? Her album just came out. When I was at Disney a few weeks ago, people identify themselves with these brands, but it could also be a season of life you're in. Maybe it's a journey, some sort of journey. So there you go. That's the first one for the REP hook. It's something relatable. So again, when I sat down with her at the mastermind, we wrote down words, relatable scenarios, phrases, things, relatable recognition. Second, because again, she's not just serving parents. She's serving parents of first grade. If you just say, hey, parents, okay, that's what? How many people? They're not going to attach to it. Parents of first graders. Parents of kids going to kindergarten next year. That would make me stop. Do you see what I mean? All right. Next, it's laser focused. Next is E, expertise. That's where you say something like, here's why you should trust me. It's insider knowledge. It's the gap between what you were already told versus what you have left out and you need to know, right? That makes us go, oh my gosh, curiosity. So if you are an expert, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm learning from a dermatologist. And again, it doesn't always have to be Expertise doesn't always have to be title. If you are a dermatologist, if you are a travel agent, or if you're just a type B girly who discovered this really cool hack with ChatGPT, that expertise, it's something that we know you are the person. It positions you as the guide. Okay, so next, and then P is something personal. This is the curiosity gap. Ready? This is where even if you just put the word I or my or we or us, that makes it personal. We love following people of authority, but we also want to relate to them. So we've got relatable, expertise, and then we've got personal. And when you put these three things together, like lightning in a bottle, when it's something personal, you're like, oh my gosh, I need to know this. The stakes are high because you see that this person figured it out, right? There's a reel that went viral that I love. And it's this woman going, I've read 500 books or something like this on how to get rich. Okay, I'm in. Let me listen, right? And that's her making it personal. I read, and it's putting her as the expert because she did the work for you. And it's relatable recognition because she's walking, you relate. Even her visual was the relatable part. It grabbed her because she's in a bookstore. All these things come in and just make us stop everything and look and watch and pay attention. Attention is currency. You grab people's attention and then you get them to engage and follow. Oh, they're a fan. Identity is huge in marketing. I talk about belonging a lot. So there you go. I wanted to cover that with you. And I don't want to give away her hook because that's my girl and I'm so excited and it's going, but I will give you the prompt. Okay. So here's your prompt for the week. And I'm going to help you figure out what to put in the blanks. Ready? The things about blank that no one told you at blank, but I will. Now, what she did with this and why it was so freaking good and went crazy because she mentioned what they didn't tell you at. And she mentions an event that parents go to. And that was that relatable piece. They right away go, oh, I have that coming up. Let me see what she's got to say. What does that mean for you? Or let's say you're a nutritionist. The things about your metabolism and perimenopause, your trainer didn't tell you during whatever, but I will. What is that scenario, right? So let's say you're a wedding planner. The things about whatever it is, planning a wedding, venue, contracts, caterers, food, hiring a DJ that your planner didn't tell you at the venue walkthrough, at the da-da-da-da, but I will. So right away, they're like, oh, I have that coming up. I need to know. Other ways to do this, because this prompt might not work for everyone. I just wanted to put it out there in case you want to test it out. And you know what? For fun, I just did this. I just paused and I just went to ChatGPT and typed it in. Let's see what it says. Here's for finance. The things about LLCs your accountant didn't tell you at tax time, but I will. How about this? Mental health. The things about burnout no one told you in therapy, but I will. So if you go to therapy, you're like, I go to therapy, I'm burnt out. What are you going to tell me? Right? It's targeted and they feel safe because they feel like, oh, she's got the secret sauce. Now, another way to do this, another similar prompt that I love. Again, when you are doing it, so if you want to test that out, cool. If you want to do talk to camera, this is what I want you to do. I'm a type B content creator. I'm a mom of teens. I've been a realtor in New York City for blah, blah, blah years. You're going to start with what it is that shows that you are trusted expertise. Okay. Whatever that is. And this is how, boom. This is how but again, that's the blanks that people struggle with. I'm like, it can't just be like, I wouldn't get on and say, I'm an Instagram coach and this is how I edit my reel. Nope. I'm an Instagram coach and this is how I edit my talk to camera reels in less than blah, blah, blah minutes, or that get views like this. And I show a screenshot. You gotta pack that punch. The word that what they relate to is reels, Instagram, right? The personal is how I do it, right? Sorry, I geek out about this stuff. And then the personal is I get results like this. This is my journey. So those are a few hooks for you and prompts. But I also want you, after you listen to this episode, I want you to go to I shared a reel on Saturday. I'm standing there in the kitchen with my coffee cup. In that caption, we'll put it in the notes. In that caption are all these hooks I want you guys to test out. So let me read a couple real quick and then we got to go. It's Sunday football day. All right, so here we go. Ready? So I hope this helps. I know it's a lot and people get frustrated, right? So someone said, I really struggle with the blanks, right? She's a blogger. She does fashion for moms. She goes, I don't know what to put in the blank. So one of the prompts is what I would blank if blank. I said, what I would wear if I was going to blank this fall. So for me, if I help people, I would say if I'm going to a pumpkin patch this fall, it's these scenarios that they go, yeah, I am going to pumpkin patch soon. And she's obviously, if she's saying, here's what I would wear, it's personal. And we know she's an expert because we can just see in the video that she's got a dope outfit on, right? Okay, so here's a couple of the hooks and then I got to go. Well, y'all need to go. I need to shut up. Okay, here's another one. The blank, I blank. And of course, people are going to go, what? But I put the prompts. I put the blank, use specific language here is what I said. Cozy weeknight soup. You wouldn't just say the soup I make every year. That's not exciting enough for us anymore. You would say the cozy weeknight soup. I can't wait to make this fall. Or I make for dinner at least once every week that my kids love. What are the stakes? We're missing out if I don't do this. So another one, blank, I blank that blank, right? And I put as an example for my Instagram folks, I put books or places, whatever it is, phrases you could do. I read this summer. I traveled this year. That changed my brain chemistry. What are the stakes? My girl Adley talks about this all the time. The stakes are high. You need to make the stakes higher. What are the stakes for my people? Discouraged by Instagram and about to quit. My hooks will save them. So go to these REP, write down those relatable words, phrases, write down the places, the things that they have coming up. If you coach people on how to get a career, here's what I post on LinkedIn for someone who's trying to get a job over 100K or a specific job. You want to use those words, phrases we can attach to so we see ourselves. That's it, guys. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. I know that was a lot to digest. I hope this helps. More in the show notes. I love you. Sorry, this was a more serious podcast because I know how frustrated you all are. If you're discouraged with Instagram, this is the episode for you. And we'll talk more about it. Even next week, we'll touch on this again and I'll have more hooks for you and we can kind of play. It's like Mad Libs. And once you crack it, consider Instagram your thing. Love you, friend. Mwah.